Street Knowledge Soldiers presents Redemption. Today on the show I have with me Luis Suarez, CDCR number V as in Victor 71790, and is delivering a podcast by the title Bridges to Freedom. Welcome to the show, Luis.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Oh, honored to have you, my brother. I remember the day when you got here, because you hit the law library, and then I seen the bell, so I was like, ooh, you're from Riverside. And I'm out of Riverside too, and my friends growing up, Robert and Bobby, guitarists, ODM, DTTX, DJ Fade, and all of us, lighter shade of brown. And you come from that same stomping ground, which they come from, right?
Right.
And Club Metro and cruising down that way, down Mission Boulevard. A lot of memories, but some of our lifestyles got us caught up, and we ended up with long sentences. I got a life sentence, and you've been sentenced to what?
7 to life.
And you've been in here for how long?
20 years.
So this is titled Bridges to Freedom. So in that, obviously, we got lost in our war belief systems, our criminalities, addictions, gangs, you name it. It just was an unhealthy way of living. And now we've been building this bridge of rehabilitation, recovery, gaining insight, remorse, public safety, and you wanted to express a couple of your sentiments. So I wanted to ask you what this bridge to freedom has been for you and what it looks like for our listeners.
Well, I remember when I first came to prison on this life sentence, I didn't know what to expect. I've been in and out of prison my whole life. This term, I ended up landing with the life sentence. When I landed on the yard, I was hopeless. I didn't really think that I was going to get out of prison. I had my family behind me, my wife, my boys, my mom. I lost my pops, during this time. I lost my dad as my best friend. Still got my mama. But I remember I was hopeless, and I just felt like, this is me for the rest of my life. And I'm gonna do the best I can to shine up in it. And that was where my work belief system was. And later on down in life, when I got down to like 15 years, almost 20 years in, I started realizing, going to these groups and self-help, that it was a system within ourselves that was dysfunctional, prison life. But at that time, when I first landed in here, started doing stupid things, getting 115s, going to the hole, going to the shoe, all for the manual calls, which so to speak. I was in and out of the hole. Did my thing and landed back onto another yard and started all over again. Then I lost my pops, and I had an epiphany right during my time in prison, where I started seeing people going home, lifers going home, things happening. And I remember in 2013, when I went to my first board, homie, they denied me 5 years. Right? And I said to myself, man, I gotta do something better, man.
And what they deny you for? What were you lacking at that point in time?
I was lacking insight. I was lacking self-awareness. I was lacking what I can do to better myself. That was the knowledge and understanding.
So that was 2013. We're sitting at 2025, and to be exact for our listeners, it's March 3rd, 2025. And I've noticed in your walk, is why I'm even willing to do this with you, is because the channel's called Redemption. So I need the people that I'm interviewing to be living by redeemable conduct, which is college, higher learning, the group, staying away from the negative sources and pulling out positivity. And with that, I don't see a destructive lifestyle in you anymore. So what is living inside of you now to today at 2025, while you built this bridge to freedom, how do you describe your insight, your self-awareness, the things you were lacking in 2013? Tell our listeners how you got it now, though.
Well, when I had the epiphany, it was when after I got denied, I started seeing people go home. And then I said to myself, man, you know what? I gotta do something better for myself, and for my family, and my loved ones. So I started going to groups. You know, I started changing my ways and my thinking. Right?
So you said groups, and I like at the beginning how you said, you know, I felt hopeless. I came in with this long sentence, and I thought, man, this is it. This is my life, right? But step one tells you that you have to admit what?
We admit that we're powerless for our addictions.
Absolutely.
That our lives have become unmanageable.
Absolutely. So with that powerlessness, don't you think hopelessness and powerlessness go in hand to hand with each other?
Oh, absolutely, brother.
So to look in the mirror, and I remember when I told you, hey, what you want to do this podcast for? You said, because I want to feel good when I look in the mirror.
Absolutely, brother.
So obviously you're not hopeless, and you segued into groups, and I wanted to like put that out there, because powerlessness and hopelessness together will destroy your life, destroy your family and anyone you love, and it's a cocktail for failure, and we want to be successful. So finish off with this lifestyle of groups.
So I started going to these groups, right? And just I want to tell the listeners too, and everybody else that at one time I didn't want to go to the groups, because I was just like, whatever, you know, the board denied me, and I was like, you know what, I don't care, man, you know. It was just like, I'm hopeless anyways. But then it was only I felt like I was being forced. But then, like I said, after I got denied, I started seeing these laws changing, and I started seeing lifers going home and having opportunities and chances. And that was like the end of 2013 and 14, right? And I said to myself, that's when I told myself, you know, I gotta start doing something. I started doing something totally different, right? After that happened, right? That's when I started going to these groups. You know, at first I was being forced. Once I started going to these groups, right, I started liking it. I started getting the insight into my work belief system, my destructive lifestyle, and what contributed to that, right? And I started wanting to go, and I loved it. After I started getting the insight, starting to connect the dots, seeing the professionals, I actually chose to go to the psychologist to get more insight and gain understanding of not only my life crime, but my life in general, to connect the dots. So that way I can start learning how to get back to my community, not only in prison, but on the streets also. Because I have to, and I remember I gained the insight, brother, is that it starts from in here. Because if I can start helping the youth and start helping others in here, it's gonna give me a feeling of life, of giving back, you know. And
that living amends, brother.
Absolutely. And when I get back in here, right, I'm giving back to my community, because they're gonna take that information that I teach them and I give them, so they're gonna take back to the community. So yeah.
I like how you said professionals, you know, and I went to go seek them out, because there used to be a stigma as a lifer getting ready for board. Oh, I can't go see the site, because then that means I'm cuckoo or crazy, or triple CMS means I'm off my rocker, and EOP is even a higher level of care. You know, it should almost be outpatient at that level. They're at the brink of almost being in a state hospital, you know, like Tascadero or something like that. But it's not a stigma. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. It's not meaning you're going to have to answer more at the board because you went to the site. It means you're showing accountability, responsibility, and you're really trying to dig in. And what I found through that mental health department is the cognitive behavioral therapy, and then taught me the cognitive behavioral chart. And then I use that as a foundation as one of my teaching guises for my guys that come to the redemption support group. And then through it, taught me dialectical behavioral therapy with radical acceptance and how you have to meditate and really center yourself. And mental health is a real thing. And if you can control your feelings and emotions and have emotional intelligence, the chances of you not committing a crime are much higher, because most crimes that happen in this world are based on feelings and emotions that are hurt, that are traumatized, because hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely.
So I honor you how you say you went for professional help. And for that reason, I love that. And that is one of the strongest bridges to freedom. I recommend anybody who's out there listening, going through something, gangs, addictions, criminality, suicidal, in a domestic partnership, man or woman, professional mental health and help from a mental health professional is a very good way to get your foundation built to deal with any of the stuff that's in your life that you need to unpack.
Absolutely, brother. You know, when I went to see one of the psychologists, right? They gave me the knowledge and to understand who I am. You know, who I am today. You know, so I got a lot of insight, and it gave me a sense of peace, right? And after I became a God-fearing man, you know, and I seek the Lord, you know, and did the best I can to die to myself every day, right? So that way I can pick up my cross and line up with His will. It's difficult, but I can do it. I just have to have faith.
I love that higher power statement too, because step 5 tells you that you admit to yourself, God, and another human being the exact natures of your wrongs. And with that higher power, that's the same thing you go do when you sit before the board commissioners, you sit before the judge and the people who are looking to see if we pose a threat any longer. And higher power is the answer, because a power greater than me is the only thing that's going to heal my insanity and bring me back to sanity.
Right.
You know, we only get these short increments and these 15-minute phone calls. My boy, I want to open the floor to ask you, what do you want to say to the public, your family, anybody out there who chimed in, who's listening to Bridges to Freedom? It's your open floor.
I just want to say thank you guys, man. Muchísimas gracias for everybody hearing me out, listening to this. You know, it's a pleasure for just giving me your time and giving me your ear. You know, and I'm thankful and grateful for that. Look, man, people who are feeling hopeless, there's always a door, you know, to freedom, bridges to freedom. You mean within yourself. You mean so if you're feeling hopeless or down, pray. Get your knees and pray, man. Look at me. I'm doing it. You know, I'm a living testament. You mean to that you can change. You know, to the best you can. So much love to everybody. Thank you. May God bless you all. And muchas gracias for giving me your time. God bless you guys.
Igualmente, from Street Knowledge Soldiers Redemption, we thank you too for your peace, Luis Suarez. We wish you the best and success in life, and we hope that you walk across your bridge to freedom back to your family. And if you want to reach out, drop a like, share, follow, subscription. If you like what you heard and you want to drop a little something to Luis Suarez, his CDC numbers off in the front of this podcast, hit him on the Getting Out app on GTL. And from S.K.S. Redemption, we bless you and we thank you. Amen. Street Knowledge Soldiers presents Redemption.
Bridges to freedom.
Redemption.